It's only been a minute.
Oh yeah, just a little minute. So, yeah. Look, it's the Rampage. This is actually going to be like in the same episode as or video as my rear end.
Nice.
So it's because it's just an
That
update.
was a lot of work. You should watch it all. Props to you.
My rear end did okay. That took a day. Your brakes was like a what 5-day fucking ordeal.
I had to use a torch, a whole can of penetrating fluid, and pray to buy all 9 gods that I didn't snap a hose.
Look, brand new brake hose.
It started as pads, and then I had to do everything.
By some lord, the brake lines actually came loose after how much work?
A whole can of penetrating fluid sat on them. I hit them with a propane torch and a half. I'm out of propane now. Fuck, yeah.
Yeah, so, as we can see, we're back! It's back to work! Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that need to be ordered and not a lot of funds in, to order them with. So, it's not gonna be quick, unfortunately. But I did want to put an update in. So, if anyone knows about building a car, everyone knows that the last little bit is the hardest to do and the most expensive.
Yeah, and I'm already broke.
Yeah. So, switching to the Turbo 2, we messed this up. So our kickdown and throttle cable do not work with that throttle body. That's an issue.
Check the auto just as right now.
Whatchamacallit, air to water you're going with. Oh yeah, that's the news. That's news. He's going air to water for the intercooler just because that's too hard in the generic kits and getting that done and having
it's gonna be the same
piping going everywhere
with way more effort.
Yeah. I mean, technically that's slightly better for street driving. However,
I want a race car.
So, that's what we're doing. We're doing air to water on the intercooler. So there's just going to be like a heat exchanger or the core right here, and then there will be a heat exchanger down in front of here, a pump somewhere that I'm going to have to wire in now.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so we're going to have to do that. So we're waiting on that.
I'm waiting on my tax money, my government check to come back, and then I can buy it.
So, there's that to do, and because of that, we got to relocate the battery, which means we got to redo our battery cables to move the battery over here, build a battery tray over there, fix the throttle cables, finish doing all of the wiring stuff, because there's 3 gauges, a fuel pump, and a water pump that's going to have to get wired in. Furthermore, in all of this mess, and it is a mess, we got... Here's a fuel rail that this dude doesn't want to paint.
A dirty intake, don't matter.
Yeah, there's some dirty old injectors. Yeah, we gotta get our whole injector harness figured out and then merged into this thing. I think this sensor goes to here, but this connector is not right for there, so I gotta do some figuring there. This is actually just a ground wire. I gotta figure out why that's there. There's another wire that's like loose here that's like wired over there to over here. So we gotta figure out why that's out there and pulled out. It's like I think someone did a wire and overlay at one point because there's a bad wire in the harness. So I think that's what that's from. What else do I gotta go through? We gotta figure out the alternator situation because I'm pretty sure we screwed that thing up.
Yeah, we broke it. We tried to fix it, and I don't think it's gonna work anyway with the wire.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to figure that out. So,
we're gonna have to change that alternator
because so change that alternator, and I think we should get like a LeBaron or a newer one with a bunch of electronics so we get a little more amperage.
My dad checked it out. There's one in Canada he can get me.
Mint. Okay, as a result of the battery movement, we're going to have to reposition our little map sensor and solenoid. The horns that go here, we're going to have to move. We should be able to fit the coil pack here too, or still. So horns we can mount in the front, that won't be hard. Fuel lines, we got to cap off the one from the charcoal canister still. This is the return line. The feed line is over there because it was a carbureted car. So we're probably going to be lazy and route a fuel line all the way around. Yep. We might actually be able to route it, turn it back, and go across the intake and tuck under the intake right there. That might be best. Yeah, lots to do. Okay, break from the body work for a quick bit because it's time to do a little quick project. Yeah, so, well, yeah, she's getting brembos, finally, woohoo. So, I did another part out on the Ultimate 3.8 a while ago, and there's a set of brembos right there, and then I have a whole rear end and limited slip buried back there that is going in. So that's the BK2 suspension. One of the arms is slightly better geometry, slightly slightly better geometry. I got the the brembos, and I've got a 3.5 limited slip diff, which is kind of better. I'd have preferred a little higher ratio than lower ratio. Bigger number, lower ratio. Yeah, a little lower ratio because my car's stock 3.9. It's 2 points slow, so it's not gonna help it in that regard. But it'll make it better for cruising on the highway, and I do a lot of highway driving with it, so. Figured I'd do a quick update post or update section. Oh, terrible. Yeah, got the drive shaft dropped. I got the exhaust dropped. I'm pulling e-brake cables. Wow, I'm under a car. Wide angle. Yeah, pulling e-brake cables because it was simpler just to change them on the car side, since one, those ones are already installed, and two, I was changing the e-brake handle anyways, so I already took all that apart. Pretty much all I gotta do, drop this bracket, both sides, pull the brake lines both sides, the ABS wires on both sides, and then drop this whole rear suspension out of the car, which is 4 bolts after that. So super easy. I realize I really haven't been filming much, but I figured I'd get this point on camera. Ooh, there's a lot of dirt in that one. See, I got subframe collars in that are supposed to be one-time use, but I've never had any problem reusing them. Either way, with that, the subframe is no longer attached to the car. Yeah. So we'll see. Well, here we are. We got the old rear end out of this thing. So, yeah, crusty. What's to note? So BK1 style axles, whereas BK2 bolt on. That's a minor difference. Really, I could have done this with just switching the calipers and the diff and the axles, but this suspension is 5 years older and a little bit crustier than that one, and it would have been a whole lot of work to change all of this stuff over. So I just was like, and I had that. It was already together. That's how I got it. So I just figured it'd be easier just to straight swap it out. Newer everything. The BK2 apparently. One of these arms is slightly different. Down in here, I can't remember which one. But one has slightly better geometry apparently. So yeah, I don't know. There it is. And just like that, it's in the car. It's really not that hard. Kind of saw a couple dollies, kept that at the right level, dropped the car right onto it, bolted it up, lifted it up. Look, it's in the car. Yeah. Fuck. I really have no excuses. I am so bad at this whole YouTube video thing. It is ridiculous. But it's not gonna stop me. Hopefully in the future I'll remember to actually make outros for once. Ever. To date. After the whole no spring incident, I had to drop the suspension back out, put the springs in, put it back up, and then swap the front brakes quickly, bled them. I had a buddy come help, and he's never been on the channel before, so it was a little awkward. Plus it was starting to get late, so I just wanted to work, crack it out. It was like 8 o'clock by the time we were done. It was dark out, it was starting to get cold. So, and I had to drive the car to work the next day. So yeah, that's about all there is to this. Enjoy the video. If you didn't notice, the Rampage update was filmed after the rear end install, but I decided to put that first because I figured more people would be interested in that. So I figured I'd put that first. Yeah, either way, there will be more videos. I started filming one today. Yeah, right, yeah.